What's up everybody? In this video, I'm going to talk about why you should maybe buy a home in my city of Abbotsford BC. So stay tuned, let's get into it. I'm that Agent Kelly. I talk about real estate investing, my market of Vancouver, BC. I talk about mindset and business. If you get any value or entertainment from these videos, all I ask is that you thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. From an investor standpoint, if we're talking about the macro of Canada as a whole, we are at an all-time high for immigration right now, and I would expect immigrants to migrate into the more affordable areas of the country. Maybe one of them being Abbotsford, which is quite literally half the price as Vancouver, BC. But let's talk about Abbotsford specifically, as immigration will push up prices pretty much everywhere. Abbotsford will most likely see the same amount of appreciation, if not more, as all of the higher density areas like Burnaby, downtown Vancouver, and Surrey. And in fact, the three areas that appreciated the most during the run-up of the pandemic was Chilliwack, Hope, and Abbotsford. Speaking in a dollar amount, pretty much everywhere from Vancouver to Hope appreciated the same amount in a dollar amount, but because prices were lower in Chilliwack, Hope, and Abbotsford, the ROI or percentage gain was a lot higher in those areas. And it would make sense to me that going forward in the future, all of these areas will probably, over the long term, appreciate at roughly the same dollar amount. Your ROI should continue to be higher in Abbotsford, Chilliwack, and Hope, being that property values are cheaper there to begin with. The return on your money ends up being higher. Now, how is it possible that Abbotsford would appreciate the same as a Surrey Central, which is seeing a ridiculous amount of growth right now? Well, it's my opinion, and not even really much of an opinion, it's kind of an objective fact, I would say at this point, but our market kind of appreciates like a waterfall. So what happens is Vancouver goes up in price. People get priced out, they move to Burnaby. Because of the excess demand of people moving to Burnaby who got priced out of Vancouver, now Burnaby goes up in price. People get priced out, they move to Coquitlam. And this literally waterfalls all the way down to Abbotsford and Chilliwack. This is why, for me, it doesn't really matter where I'm buying, so long as whatever area of whatever city I'm buying in is a good area. You will see the appreciation from all of these other cities appreciating and eventually waterfalling down to Abbotsford. So as long as you're not buying in a rough area of Abbotsford where your buyer pool is going to be very small, I would prefer to own in Abbotsford as opposed to downtown Surrey or Brentwood in Burnaby. And the reason why is because the rent that you get in Abbotsford doesn't change very much from Abbotsford to Langley or Abbotsford to Surrey, but your mortgage is going to be a lot cheaper in Abbotsford. So your monthly cash flow numbers actually look a lot better in Abbotsford than they would, say, in Burnaby or Surrey or downtown Vancouver. So not only are you getting the same appreciation, if not more, on a percentage basis in Abbotsford than you would in Brentwood or Surrey, but the property and the upfront capital to buy that property is less, and the cash flow numbers will likely look better as well. Now, why should one live in Abbotsford? I lived in Surrey for 21 years, and then I moved to Abbotsford in 2017, and I can tell you from my personal experience that I will probably never live in Surrey again unless it's South Surrey, because I moved here, I found out that I actually enjoy Abbotsford. There's tons of stuff to do here. There's no traffic within the city, which is running rampant in the city of Surrey right now. It takes an hour to drive anywhere in Surrey after 2 p.m. You don't get that over here. Sure, there's traffic to and from Abbotsford, but if you don't actually have to leave the city very often, it works out in your favor. And I can literally drive anywhere I need to go in Abbotsford in under 15 minutes, but more like 10 minutes. In Abbotsford, you're close to camping, fishing, hiking. Stave Lake is right there. Abbotsford has its own man-made lake. We've got breweries. We've got wineries. That historic downtown Abbotsford is this trendy little area where there's all these cool little shops and pubs and stuff to do there. People literally drive all the way from Vancouver to go to this historic downtown in Abbotsford because it's this little like western town that existed back in the late 1800s, and all they kind of did was update it, but you can still tell that at one point there was people riding horses through the middle of the street here. So that's super cool. We have Man Farms is another really fun thing to do here. We go there every Halloween. They have the haunted houses. They have the petting zoo. You go pick a pumpkin at the pumpkin patch. And we have the Abbotsford Events Center where you can watch hockey games and fights and concerts, and that's literally 3 minutes down the road from my house. So I would even argue that there's more to do in Abbotsford than there is in Surrey. And they just announced that they're bringing a 220-seat brewery to the middle of historic downtown Abbotsford as well. And also Fieldhouse Brewing. Like, if you've never tried Fieldhouse Brewing, gotta go there. It's great in the summer. But anyways, overall, living in Abbotsford, you're an hour away from downtown Vancouver. You're 25 minutes to Surrey. Everything you need is within Abbotsford, and it's way more affordable to live here. Gas and obviously housing is extremely, it's quite literally half the price as downtown Vancouver, and it's about 20% cheaper than Surrey, I would say. Probably maybe even more, maybe like 25%, somewhere around there. But just the affordability, everything you can do here, and even from an investment standpoint, I expect Abbotsford to grow at a very fast rate, probably outpace, maybe not Surrey, but obviously the growth of Vancouver and Burnaby in the coming years. So anyways, that's it. Abbotsford's super underrated in my opinion. If you enjoyed this video, thumbs up, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.